What's going on, Dodgers Nation? Doug McCain here. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, hit that like button, and give me all your takes down below in the comment section. And be on the lookout for the Dodgers Nation Word of the Day. We're giving out over $1,000 worth of cash and prizes this month. All you have to do is spot that Word of the Day. It'll flash on the screen at some point during this video. And once you spot that Word of the Day, all you have to do is go to our About page, email us that word, and you're entered to win. We're giving away over $1,000 worth of cash and prizes. Good luck. Secure that bag, Dodgers Nation. And for all the latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. Seam heads rejoice. Baseball is finally back in the air. Pitchers and catchers have officially reported to spring training, and now it's time to hear the greatest combination of 5 words in the history of the English language.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
So yeah, Dodger baseball is officially back, and it looks like we've got 8 months of Dodger baseball ahead of us because Dave Roberts, he told the pitchers and catchers today, prepare for a long season because we're not talking just 162 games. We're talking 162 plus postseason. So get ready for a long season, Dodgers fans. And Dave Roberts is already getting the team fired up. Here was his message to the pitchers and catchers this morning.
We weren't going to be denied a championship last year. There's no way. There's no way. And I'll tell you right now, every single day at the end of this year, after 8 months, this is the start of 8-month season. We're not trying to play through September. We have 8 more months left.
So nice job, Dave Roberts. You let him know the expectations for this team is to win the World Series. Not just get back to the World Series, but to go back-to-back and be the first team to do so since the Yankees in 2000. And if they do that, then we can start talking about a Dodger dynasty. But first, we got to get through spring training and the regular season first. And there are a lot of questions about the 2021 Dodgers that could be answered this spring training. And I've got 5 burning questions about the Dodgers entering spring training. But first, the sights and sounds of the Dodgers as they arrived at Camelback Ranch and their first day of spring training. We've got the man, the Bauer, Trevor Bauer, rolling up with the vlog cam. Give us some great content this year. Butane. We got the owner of the Tampa Bay Rays, Austin Barnes. An intense vegan. That eye contact alone will strike you out. California in the house. We've got Jay from Jay and Silent Bob rolling up with David Price. Oh, there's the Uri Ace right there. We've got the Fresh Prince, Bazooka. Butane. Is he even drinking coffee or is that straight gasoline? David Price. The Dodgers' 4th starter in their rotation is David Price. There's the Blake Snell Slayer himself, Austin Barnes. Kenley with the We Are Thankful shirt. We're definitely thankful baseball's back.
Thank you!
And look at Bauer's mask. Remember when he sent the ball over the fence against the Royals? We got Vigan and Julio, all business, rolling up with their gloves in hand. There's Joe Kelly sipping on some of Carlos Correa's tears right there.
Finish him.
Joe Kelly rocking the fire Tapatio socks right there. I like that. The GOAT of his generation has arrived, Tony Crenshaw. Hopefully this is not his last spring training. Kirsch is in the building. Okay, you know it's real when the unis are on. Smile after the ace of the Dodgers, David Price. Most teams' ace is the Dodgers' 4th starter, then Austin Barnes. I want to frame this picture like he frames pitches right here. Then the next great Dodgers catcher, Will Smith. He is legend. Then you've got Butane, DP, the Gunslinger, and Dustin Mania. So my first question for the Dodgers entering spring training is who will emerge as the super utility man? Will it be Zach McKinstry? Will it be Sheldon Noisy? There are a couple of guys out there that can fill that role, but I think the prime candidate has to be Zach McKinstry. Last spring training, McKinstry was killing it. He slashed 407, 448, 778, had a 1226 OPS, hit 2 home runs, had a triple in 14 games, 27 at-bats, and he's exactly what the Dodgers look for in utility guys. A super utility guy, very versatile, can play multiple positions in the infield. And then you have Sheldon Noisy. They just traded for him. I've been watching a lot of highlights of him. This guy has got a great feel for the position at third. He can play second, he can play shortstop, and he's got some pop in that bat. So I'm very interested to see what they can get out of him. Will he be the next Max Muncie? I don't think those are realistic expectations. The Funky Muncie hit 35 home runs in his first year with the Dodgers, 35 the next year, and then 12 in his 60-game season. So I don't think he's going to be the next Max Muncie, but I'm very very interested to see how he performs in spring training. Then, of course, you have CT3. Chris Taylor is going to play a big role for the Dodgers in 2021. And then there's Matt Beatty. So Matt Beatty, he can also play multiple positions in the infield. You can throw him at first, throw him at third. He also plays some outfield. But when the Mad Baby is right, he smokes the baseball. We're talking top-tier exit velocity. Last season, they were busting him a lot inside. So I think he'll make some adjustments this season. And I think Matt Beatty comes back with a vengeance, and he has a major impact for the Dodgers in 2021. And then one of my favorite Dodgers on the roster, Edwin Rios. I think Edwin Rios is going to see more opportunities this year. His at-bat to home run ratio is 10.25. He's up there with Mark McGwire and Babe Ruth. So I want to see if he really does have that light tower power on that consistent basis. Now, is there any hope that we'll have the DH in the National League? Well, Jim Bowden, who crushed it with his Nolan Arenado to the Dodgers by Christmas prediction, seems to think there is. I doubt it, but hey, if that happens, then you'll see some more Edwin Rios. But you definitely want to keep your eye out to that utility player position. That's what makes this Dodgers team so great. It's the players at the end of their roster, how much depth they have. But they have so many great options, and whoever's in there is going to produce. But the next big question is, how will the starting rotation take shape? We know Walker Buehler is the ace of the staff, followed by Clayton Kershaw, and then you have the reigning Cy Young Award winner, Trevor Bauer, as your number 3 starter. So those are the locks to be the top 3 starting pitchers in this rotation. But after that, it is up in the air. You've got David Price, Julio Urias, Dustin May, and Tony Gonsolin. Which one of those will be relegated to the bullpen? I think some people just assume it's going to be either Tony Gonsolin or Dustin May, or you have some people that want to see Julio Urias go to the bullpen because he was so lights out in the 2020 postseason. But we're going to have to let the chips fall where they may, because David Price, he sat out the entire 2020 season. How will David Price look, and will Andrew Friedman consider moving one of these starters to get depth at a different position? Or will one of these starters make the move to the pen? You know how Andrew Friedman feels about starting pitchers. He values them very highly, and I think if you're the Dodgers, it is too early to tell right now. We're going to have to see how it plays out in spring training. I want to see them all pitch. I want to see how it'll shake out on the field, but I think ultimately the Dodgers will use their depth to their advantage. They'll keep arms fresh for the postseason. Dave Roberts will give guys rest if they need it, and I think that's really what's going to be the strength of this team, is the depth of this starting rotation. It's an embarrassment of pitches, and I think right now it's just an open competition outside of those 3 locks in Buehler, Bauer, and Kershaw. So I'm really interested to see who will step up in spring training. To me, that is the best storyline of spring training, is how the starting pitchers look in this rotation and who's going to lock down a spot in what could be the best rotation all of baseball. And next, how will that closer's role shake out? Because we saw what happened in the postseason. Julio Urias stepped up, Blake Trinan stepped up. Now, what does that mean for Kenley Jansen? Kenley Jansen entering the final year of his contract with the Dodgers. Last season, it was that walk rate. It was at 8.8%. That was his highest walk rate since 2011. That strikeout rate, it went up just a little bit from 30.4% in 2019 to 32.4% in 2020, but the effectiveness of that cutter was just not cutting it last season. And you saw the velocity drop too. It dropped for the 4th straight year. He averaged 90.9 miles per hour on that cutter, so we'll see if he can get it done. But what if Julio Urias does get moved to the bullpen? Will he be a setup guy, or will he move into that closer's role? And then, of course, you have the guaranteed future closer in Bazooka Brusdar Graterol. Will he find a way to miss bats and get more punch-outs? Because that's what you want out of your closer. And then there's Blake Trinan. How about Corey Knebel? They do have some options out there. You got Crazy Joe Kelly. He's been pretty inconsistent throughout his Dodgers career, so I don't know if they'll go that route, but it'll be very interesting to see who will tally the most saves for the Dodgers this season. If I had to bet between Kenley and the field, I think right now I'd probably take the field after what we saw from Kenley in the postseason. Hope he turns it around, has a great year, but we'll see if someone can close in on Kenley's closer role in spring training. And then next, how will Gavin Lux look? Look, he said himself, pressure is a privilege, and yes, there is pressure on Gavin Lux. He was the favorite to win Rookie of the Year last season, and things just didn't pan out. He had 175 in limited opportunities, had a 246 on-base percentage, had a strikeout rate of 27.5%. Will he make those adjustments? Last season, he really struggled against heaters up in the zone, so I'm really interested to see, will Gavin Lux have a different approach at the plate? Will he make those adjustments? I'm very high on Gavin Lux. I really think this is going to be the year where he starts to realize his star potential. Look, he was a September call-up in 2019. Last year, it was a shortened season due to the pandemic. So this year, I think it'll be more skill than Lux for Gavin Lux, and I think he's going to break out this year. And my last question is, how will Cody Ballinger look, and how will that shoulder feel? He underwent shoulder surgery this offseason, and coming off that MVP year in 2019, he slashed 239, 333, 455, had a 789 OPS OPS, a 113 OPS plus, and he just didn't look like himself at the beginning of the season. He was tinkering with that swing a little bit, but he was still drawing walks. He still wasn't striking out a lot. His numbers from a strikeout to walk perspective were very consistent with his 2019 numbers. He just wasn't hitting the ball as hard as he did in 2019. That hard hit percentage went from 46% in 2019 to 41.5% in 2020. That exit velo dropped. He was also expanding the strike zone a little bit, but I think that Cody Ballinger, it is odd year Cody this year. If that shoulder's healthy, I think he has a nice bounce back year. But let me know down below in the comments, if you had to move one of the Dodgers starting pitchers to the bullpen, which one would it be? Let me know down below in the comments. And will Kenley Jansen finish with the most saves on the Dodgers this year? Give me a Y for yes or give me an N for no, but let me know down below in the comments section. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DMAC_LA. That's at DMAC_LA. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to the Dodgers Nation YouTube channel. We've still got the Word of the Day giveaway challenge going on. We're giving away over $1,000 worth of cash and prizes. So if you spotted today's Word of the Day, hit us up on our YouTube About page and you'll be entered to win. For all latest Dodgers news, head over to DodgersNation.com. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.